economic models. All of you are familiar with the fact that after the Second World War, 1939 to 1945, this is the period of Second World War. After the Second World War, many branches of economics started developing. All have already known that microeconomics and macroeconomics are the two basic disciplines of economics. Microeconomics was introduced by Professor Alfred Marshall in 1893. He published his great book, Principles of Economics. Marshall was the professor of economics at Cambridge University, where another prominent figure whose name is J.M. Keynes, John Maynard Keynes, was his student. He was a student of Alfred Marshall at Cambridge University. Keynes was born in 1883 and died in the year 1945. And Keynes has become famous for his epoch-making book, whose name is General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. To the students of economics, this book is simply known as General Theory. It was published in the year 1936. Keynes minutely studied the effect of Great Depression of 1929. Before that, there was a law in economics which is known as Say's law of market. This law simply stated that supply creates its own demand. That means if you can produce anything you like, there is no dearth of demand. This was the order of the day at the time. But it was a great surprise to Lord Keynes. Soon he saw that there was Great Depression. That is, there are so many goods and commodities. Markets have been flooded with goods and commodities, but there is dearth of demand. As a result of this, there was a depression. This depression is called Depression of 1929 or Depression of 1930s. This was a great depression. Lord Keynes very minutely studied this impact of this depression and he saw the reasons behind this. He came to conclude that the basic reason behind this depression is dearth of demand, lack of purchasing power. That is, people want to purchase goods, but they are handicapped by their purchasing power, by their budget, by their money, by their income. So Keynes said that government should come forward and start investing on goods and services. And Keynes has got three components of demand. They are called consumption expenditure, investment expenditure, and government expenditure. And he recommended that to revive the economy, all these expenses should enhance at a maximum level. And he explained his idea through some models. Here lies the importance of models. Models and theories. A model represents some activity but simplifies that activity in manageable proportions. Model will represent some activity, but it will simplify that activity to manageable proportions. That is, we can manage it in a meaningful manner. And now we shall say uses of models and theories. Both models and theories are useful for three basic purposes. One is teaching, the second is prediction, and third is explanation. That is, when we deal with models, it becomes relatively simple. That is, what has been stated in language, if that can be expressed in terms of model, that becomes simpler, that becomes easily understandable, that may be easily perceivable. So models help us immensely in teaching our students, in teaching those who want to learn something. Again, we can easily predict. Prediction is much more possible with the help of models. And thirdly, models have some easy explanation. So because of all these three uses of models, in recent years, models have been increasingly used in theory and practice, both in teaching purposes and for research purposes and for writing papers and journals and so on. So models are very, very important in today's theory of economic growth, economic development, and microeconomic theory, macroeconomic theory, and economic practice, and so on. Now we should have some knowledge about evolution of models and theories. If the models are internally consistent and able to capture at least some parts of reality, they can be useful. Simplified criteria to judgment performance are predictive performances, explanation, and so on. Evaluation of models, and if the three models are internally consistent, that is, it should be internally consistent and able to capture at least some parts of reality, that is, it should have some touch of reality, because economics deals with society. Society is nothing but reality. So models have some consistency in reality. They can be useful. Simplified criteria to judge performance are positive performances, explanation, and predictive performances, explanation, and value judgment. And the uses of models, both models and theories are used for three purposes: teaching, prediction, and explanation. Now, another teaching, that is, models are very much applicable for teaching students, researchers, report writer, and so on. This is teaching. Prediction, models can be used for predictive purposes. That is, it has some predictability capacity, and models can be used for explanation. That is, models can be used for this type of explanation, this or that. So these are the very uses of models. Models, basic textbooks in economics models are simple and straightforward. In economics, models are very straight and simple and straight. They are made to communicate basic interrelationship among variables. For example, the single product model, single period, profit maximizing monopolist with a linear demand and constant marginal cost is the basic pedagogical model. That is, models are highly useful for teaching purposes. So, for example, in demand analysis, we make some models. In supply analysis, we also make some model. There is a cowboy model, there is a linear model, non-linear model. All these models are very much helpful for teaching purposes, and at the same time, these models are used for predictive purposes, and these models are very much useful for explanation. The models may be deterministic, or it may also be indeterministic, non-deterministic. Non-deterministic capacity is admitted. Many theories are sufficient for prediction. In economics, there are many theories which can easily supply us for predictive purposes. Observed realities are useful, but they are not used in explanations. Some theories cannot be explained, but with the help of models, we can easily explain these theories. A theory should make predictions a wide range of phenomena, all of which are validated. If it succeeds in predicting events of a particular type but fails in predicting other types of phenomena, it is not an explanation. So, explanation should be consistent in every aspect. It should be consistent for every explanation. A good explanation should also lead us to look for new kinds of phenomena which can also be correctly predictable. So any failure in prediction suggests the inadequacy of the theory in explanation. This may lead to the examination of the assumption and utility modification of the theory. Here lies the importance of model and in economic growth and economic development. There are so many models: Harrod model, Doman's model, Solow model, Amartya Sen's model. There are so many models in economics. One such models are Cobb-Douglas production function model, CES production function model, and so on. In economics theory, in microeconomics and macroeconomics, and in managerial economics, there are so many uses of models. So we should be very much careful about the study of models. We should evaluate models and theory. We should make some evaluation of models and theory. If the models are internally consistent and able to capture at least some parts of reality, they can be useful. Simplified criteria to judge performance are predictive performance, explanation. However, neither economic models nor economic theories can provide perfect explanation as they omit elements of reality. In the course of your study, you will see that most of the theories in reality and many models in reality cannot explain what happens in reality. So, though there are so many models, but we should be very careful about utilizing these models. However, neither economic models nor economic theories can provide perfect explanation as they omit elements of reality. Hence, models and theories can be viewed as stepping stones towards a more complete system. That is, to know the complete system, to know the complete economics, we should study both microeconomics and macroeconomics. Some people say that we shall concentrate our attention only upon microeconomics, and some people say that we should concentrate our attention only upon macroeconomics. But we should know that microeconomics and macroeconomics are two branches of economics, and they are not independent. So we should concentrate our attention upon both the theories, that is microeconomic theory and macroeconomic theory. And managerial economics is the blend behind these two branches of economics, microeconomics and macroeconomics.